Alrighty, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to a new Neverwinter video. Today's video topic is we're going to be going over the new clicky item that came with episode 1 Rage of Bel, and we are talking about the Awakened Forger's box. So, when you're in Valenhaus, and you do your tutorial quest, once you're done with your tutorial, you will eventually be rewarded the Dormant's Forger's box. So this is the first box in the series. If we navigate over to our collections, there are two green versions. So we have the Dormant, then we have the Glowing Forger's box, then we have the Burning Forger's box, we have the Infused Forger's box, the Vibrating Forger's box, Empowered, and then finally we have the Awaken. So if we take a look at the Awaken stats, remember I did preview videos on this already, but it does give you 28 power no matter what, and then you gain an additional benefit as well. So this clicky item can't be stacked with other clicky items. So if you remember, the latest clicky item that we actually had was the one back in Mod 12 and Mod 13, which was the chains. These items will not stack. So the Empowered Chain of Skells does not stack with the Awakened Forger's box, so you can only have one active at a time. Obviously, you're going to pick the newest one because, again, as I said, you're guaranteed to have 28 power no matter what as a buff from this, and then you gain an additional effect. So you're aiming for that crit severity or the recharge speed or the action points. If you're a DPS, you shouldn't be needing the crit strike accuracy or combat advantage, but regardless, it doesn't matter. You're getting that 2800 power no matter what. So we're going to go through the steps. It's just like the Chain of Skells. You have to gather a bunch of reagents. We're going to go through every single step, and then you simply restore this, and once you get to the end, then you'll have your clicky item. So let's go ahead on a nice little adventure here. We'll go through step 1 through 6 at a time. I'll give you the drop location, and we'll call it a day. Alright guys, and step number 1 in this process is you need to get the Reinforced Metal Rod. That is the first reagent that you're actually going to need in the process of restoring. And to do that, you simply navigate over to Valenhaus, and you need to farm the Demonic Summoning, aka the Ape. It's the giant gorilla. So you'll need to do this, find as many as you can. It's just RNG, make sure you do it. It doesn't drop actually in the heroic encounter when you open the heroic encounter. It'll immediately go to your inventory if you get the drop after the ape dies. So you don't actually have to open the heroic encounter once you kill the ape. If you did get it, you'll know right away. It'll pop up on your screen and it'll go directly into your inventory. So that is step 1 and how you get the Reinforced Rod. So Valenhaus, farming the ape, and that's the way you get it. Alright, so for reagent number 2, it is the Broken Metal Rod, and I did this live on stream, so you're watching a clip of me. So in order to get the Broken Metal Rod, you need to go out into the world and find skill nodes. So the attended drop ratio is about 1 in 20, so may RNG be on your side. It actually took me 21 attempts to get it. So make sure you buy a bunch of skill kits. If you're unfamiliar with how skilled nodes are in the game, they're in every map. Now, a little pro tip is that I did do this on live. I did it in Arcane Reservoir. So if you know what Arcane Reservoir is, it's a weekly dungeon from Sharandar campaign. Simply enter Arcane Reservoir. There are 5 skill nodes in there total, 1 of every type. You hit all 5 of those. They're at the beginning of the dungeon, per se. And then leave the dungeon. Don't finish the weekly. Rinse and repeat this process. Hit all the skill nodes again. You will eventually get your Broken Metal Rod. Now, there are pros and cons to this. The reason I did it in Arcane Reservoir is because it's a single player instance. I can go in here. I don't have to fight in the world. You could go to Neverdeath Graveyard. You could go to anywhere you want to go in the world, and there are skill nodes in every map. However, you're going to be competing with everyone trying to get the specific reagent. So if you have Arcane Reservoir available, it's just an easy little run. It literally takes 2 minutes, hit all 5 skill nodes, bickety bam. We did this live on stream over on Twitch, and I got mine, like I said, on attempt number 21. So this is step number 2. This is how you get the broken metal rod, and it does come from skill nodes. Alrighty, moving right along. Now step number 3. So the third reagent you're going to need is in Valahas, and it's right at the vendor. So when you open the vendor, it is the balanced metal rod. This is the third reagent. You need to do 14 days worth of farming to get this unlocked, and you can clearly see it costs 15,000 AD and 55 of the event currency here, the Infernal Secrets. So this is the reagent number 3 that you will be looking for in this process. So here we are on step number 4. Now, step number 4, in my own personal opinion, is pretty much the bottleneck of this whole process as it sits right now. So if you're currently watching this, it's probably June 5th by the time this video goes live. Rage Bell went live yesterday on June 4th. PC players just got a patch yesterday, June 4th, that fixed this. So on step 4, you have to do Insurgencies, guys. So we're going to wait here for the Insurgencies. You should be familiar with the Insurgencies right now. And the reagent drops from the bosses. So as you're going through the Insurgencies, and every time you complete an Insurgency, there will have a chance to spawn a boss, or it won't. It's, it's just RNG luck. So if a boss does spawn, currently on console, we don't really know whether you get the first hit or the last hit, like the killing blow, to get it to drop. So there is a patch on PC that will eventually come to console. If you're watching this video in the future, it's irrelevant, but all you will have to do is do damage to the boss. So step number 4 drops from the boss. So we're going to run through these Insurgencies, and hopefully eventually we'll get one before the patch actually comes out. If we don't, then the patch will just make it easier. So wait for the Insurgencies to spawn, go through the Insurgencies, make sure you're hitting the bosses in the Insurgencies, and I'll try to get a clip of either me getting one or whatever the case may be. Alright, for purposes of the video, let's see if we can get a boss to spawn here. We're at 92% in this Insurgency. Let's see if one spawns, or if it doesn't, then we'll continue on. About 95% for this Insurgency. 98, and the boss did spawn. It's right here. So this is on step 4 of where this one has the possibility to spawn, or drop rather, the reagent. So again, I'll reiterate, we don't know for certain if you gotta hit it first or hit it last and actually kill it until we get the patch that PC already recently got. So you can see that I did not get one as a drop. Unfortunately, it is just RNG. And this, in my opinion right now, is the bottleneck for this entire process, but at least they did make it better. So when eventually console gets the patch, everyone will be able to get their step 4 reagent a lot easier. So let's go ahead and move on. Alrighty guys, and we're getting toward the end now. So now stage number 5, or step number 5, is the Infused Metal Rod. Now this simply drops from Bell. Now I didn't get the live clip of when I actually got this, but I do have a screenshot that we'll bring up here. And if you notice the thing that I have highlighted in the red, in the red, that's your reward. So you can see that I got rough AD, seals, I got Infernal Secrets, and if you do get the Infused Metal Rod, it just shows up right there at the end of the event. So I'll also have a tutorial on how to do the Bell fight properly and all that happy-go-lucky stuff. But as far as this step goes, it's fairly easy. You just have to go and farm Bell, and it will drop eventually. It doesn't have that high or low of a drop rate. You're going to be doing Bell every single day to max out your currency anyway, so it's eventually going to drop for you anyway. So yes, that is step 5, and then we have one more step to go over. Alright guys, and finally we come to step number 6, and it is the last reagent to fully upgrade your new clicky item, and that is the Dented Metal Rod. Now it simply just has an RNG drop chance out of the final chest from the store, the ornate box of Valenhouse treasures. So if you've been doing and getting your 20% and upgrading your box the whole way, you will eventually end at the mythic box, and thus leading to the final reagent, which is the Dented Metal Rod, and then you will fully upgrade your Forger's box and you will win the game. So congratulations up until this point if you made it this far into the tutorial, and that's pretty much going to conclude it. We'll do our final spill and that'll be it. Alrighty guys, and that's going to conclude the video and the full tutorial on the Awaken Forger's box. Hopefully you enjoyed this video. Remember to go ahead and smash that like button. It really helps the YouTube algorithm, and I would really appreciate it. So if you have any comments or questions, go ahead and leave them below. I'll try to answer everything. If you're having any issues with any of the events, just let us know. I'll try to help you out. That's going to conclude the video. I'll see you guys real soon.